Blessings, man. Welcome. Wanted to say first and foremost, a shout out to my dog, VeRs, because if it wasn't for him, the projects wouldn't have been able to come into existence. You know, I got a lot of work, but the $30 Bill and $30 Bills projects in the series has a particular sound, and so that can really just be attributed to the particular sound that VeRs is able to do, like with crafting, and I think that's why we're here today to talk about how we did it.
Appreciate you as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been holding me down for a while with these projects. I like to work with artists that are serious and got a good craft, and you got a unique sound. So I think together, you know what I'm saying, we make the Playa style come together, and it's been a pleasure.
Much love. It initially started as VeRs is an artist too. First things first, he is the producer in this particular dynamic. But it started off as a freestyle sessions. You know, a mutual friend of ours introduced us to each other way back in high school, and from there, the freestyle sessions got a little bit more serious. We started to talk about projects and maybe collaborating. I know VeRs was in a group in high school a long time ago, even in middle school probably. He was organizing professional in the game serious. He knew how to structure himself. I freestyle for fun, right? And that's probably how we really got aligned. And then from there, I could even say in the background, I saw your business structure. I remember when you had the DVDs and you were selling the CDs on CD Baby. You know, just seeing how to brand yourself, market yourself, and then put stuff out there. So yeah, man, that was really the beginning. I said high school, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely high school. And like you were saying with the freestyles, just having ciphers and sessions with you, that's when I knew like you had a good style. It was a different style than anybody that I was working with. So that drew me into, you know, doing something different. I like how the chemistry is working with you. So
yeah, I
it's
mean,
always been a good fit.
The chemistry, right? Like being able to bounce off of each other like that. I mean, that's really the most important thing, because I have a lot of producers that send me packages, and I have a lot of beats, and I'm thankful for all of them. But it seems like a lot of times when I get packs from VeRs, them joints are crafted specifically. It's like I don't have to really. Sometimes, and then even sometimes, those beats challenge me. Like I think outside of the box of how I'm going to attack it as a writer, and it ends up coming across as me. It's like effortless. Like my voice is painted on the beat. I feel like a lot of times, and then I don't have to strain my voice too much. You know, Playa style is complicated rhyme schemes. That's what my moniker is. That's my whole brand, Playa style. You know, it's going to be horns. It's going to be some jazz. Some elevated music, not too intrusive. You can have it playing in the background at an event like this right now, you know what I'm saying? And it would be fitting. You know, you might do that on the edit. Who knows, you know?
That's why I like, you know what I'm saying, to say, to go back off of what you were saying, whenever I send you a pack, it's like you don't even really ask for much tweaking or anything like that. You just take it as the project is, and then you just attack it as is. Like, I always give you a decent structure, but a lot of artists will make requests, can you make it longer, can you shorten this, can you take this out? But you always take what I got for you and then kind of use that as the challenge, and then you always do your thing with it. I mean, this is the second project, and I had done some other stuff before that for him. Now we got that chemistry. It's like I know the sound. I'm familiar with his catalog. He got a lot of, like you said, he got plenty of other projects outside of what me and him have done. So just listening to those and
vice versa.
Yeah, and hearing his growth and seeing where he's been going with it, it's easy just to kind of follow with where he's been taking it. So
yeah, I mean, for us, this music is not like a hobby. This is definitely a lifestyle, and it's something that's using it's a business. It's a career, profession. So you want to find out, of course, how to monetize and maximize profits. But it's not really about that as much as it's about just being as professional as possible and presenting the best product to your customers, because we really take pride in the work that we're doing. Real hip hop students. That's another thing. Like, the respect can be so mutual, because we like some real digging in the crates type cats, man. You know, real students of the game. We still study to this day, and I know I got a lot to contribute to the game. You know, whether it's just me connecting with another like-minded producer and then putting these series out some thought-provoking stuff where it's not the same type of patterns, right? Some of these beats might be in and out. And I think that's really the purpose of us bringing this to you right now is to give some of these playback value for you to go revisit it and listen to these projects with an open mind and know that we go in there with like the blank canvas for real, you know what I'm saying? And it comes to life as is. I hear the beat, sometimes that's how I think of the idea, or first might have the beat named already, and then I spin the joint off of how he named it, you know, how he's pulling these concepts out of the sky and stuff like that, and then making it relevant to the record and to our life. Yeah.
I mean, I'm out here from the Moco area. I can't say DC, but it'll be Silver Spring, Maryland, you know what I'm saying, Mo County.
I gotta be careful with this, right? Because one time I'm from DC, but look, I went to high school in Silver Spring, Maryland. I moved from DC to Maryland, from uptown, right, to Maryland, Silver Spring when I was 10. So a cat, when I was working downtown, right, he asked me where I'm from. I said I said, I'm from the city. He said, where you go to high school? I said, I went to Kennedy. He said, yeah.
You gotta tread lightly. You already know what's coming when you answer
whatever.
this kind
I don't care whatever, young. Well, I'm from wherever y'all say I'm from.
I was born in Columbia Hospital for Women. I graduated in Kennedy High School. That's where we met. You know what I'm saying? My dog Richie P, shout out to Richie, Starboy. He got a show tonight in the city. We do shows in the city, we do shows in the county. I got love for Maryland, I got love for DC. We were just out Virginia rocking with another one of his artists. It was with Rome Streets and the Griselda Cats in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So it's a DMV thing, bro. You say Silver Spring. I'm getting them jumps sent to me, but I might have it. All right. It's very rare that I'll have if I construct something a cappella and then I end up doing some copy and paste onto something that bursts in me, and maybe a portion of the rhyme or a pattern, right? But a lot of times when I got them beats, bro, it's like I'm building on the beat, you know. I feel like that, when you listen to it a lot of times, you can kind of hear that's how it was patterned otherwise, because it's like those, when I write, I'm speaking in fragments a little bit, but when I write, I got this from Slim Shady in the 8 Mile Jump. I don't write on papers with lines, you know what I'm saying? And I don't always write in my phone, because I think that will make my structure and pattern predictable. And the beats aren't always like that. If it's like open, I want to give myself space to be open to. So that's how, you know, I'll sit there and build.
With his rhyme patterns and like how his flow is, like if you never heard him, like he's got a melodic style. It's a little faster than a lot of other people's flows. So he's really doing a lot with finding the pockets and finding different rhythms. He's not one of them artists that like a one-trick pony. He got a whole bunch of different styles, a whole bunch of different cadences. You're gonna hear a different something to each different beat that he's on, because that's how you ride every beat. Like, it's just not gonna be, you know, certain artists got their patented cadence, and that's what you're gonna expect. They might slow it down, they might get on a beat that's a little faster that makes it speed it up. But the way that you attack every different rhythm is unique, and you really try to find something unique in every song to make it stand out.
Gee, I appreciate that. But you know, look, this ain't none of this rehearsed either, for real. But that's really what it is, man. It's like when I come. All right, so when I come into the song and then I'm sitting down and I'm figuring out how I want to bring it to life, I want to make sure that it's not predictable. Like the authenticity that he's speaking about, that's the most important thing. And verse it ain't no producer really like making no beats like that I know right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that he's crafting them, finding certain portions of these records, spinning them, chopping them. And so it's my duty to really, you know what I'm saying, be as creative as possible in that process. Yeah. He give me a pack, I might write some songs, synonyms, I might rewrite the record, you know what I'm saying? We'll have it done for a minute, but it not come out, because I used to get anxiety, right, and feel like, man, I want to put something out at a certain time, like this is the date, that, you know, a song gets stale in my head because it be old to me, you know, as I wrote it several months ago, however many, you know, months ago, but it's not old to the public. So I think that allowed me to take some time with the process. The first $30 bill, we put that joint out probably like a year straight out of biz. It's gonna take like 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's only one more song, right? Might be one less song.
I think one more. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both around the same length. They're straight playthroughs, but yeah, I mean, it could take a couple of days for me to write a record. You know what I'm saying? In rare instances, I kept lightning in the bottle and I finish a chunk like right there on the spot. But yeah, the actual project itself would take at least, you know what I'm saying, a few months, you know what I'm saying, to a year if we were able to like expedite everything. We had deadlines to meet.
This was during a time where we couldn't really connect as easily. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing.
I mean, you asked where I'm from. I mean, I've moved around ever since I've been in Silver Spring. I've been in Philly, been in VA, born in New York, so I'm all around. But at the time when we were working on this, I was in Philly, so I'm sending them stuff. It's not like we had the opportunity to link up. It was also during the pandemic, so we ain't really be able to be in the same spot, in the same studio for none of these joints, really. It's just really building off of what he did in the lab. He go in, send me something back. I give him pointers or tips, tell him what I'm liking, what I'm not liking, and he'll build off of that. But no, I think as far as the process goes, it doesn't really take him long from when we got an idea, send him over the idea, and then he's already giving me something back.
Yeah, that's like it's layers to the execution, you know what I'm saying, for that. Yeah. Producer-wise, so my favorite producers are Manny Pressure and, you know, DJ Paul, Juicy J, Alchemist, DJ Premier. Those are probably like Timberland. Those would be like if I had to bunch 5 in the mix. For I have so many influences artist-wise. Right now, active artists. I mean, you see Lupe Fiasco is an active artist that I really appreciate his pen. Heavy Starlito, another artist I appreciate his pen. Heavy Currency, the whole Griselda movement, Jet Life, you see him with all the Jets, all of Griselda. I mean, the list goes on, man.
Yeah, I mean, similar list to him. I mean, as far as for me, I was an artist first before I was making beats, so I was probably like 11 when I first started writing my little kiddie rhymes or whatever. But then I had, you know, inspirations of who was rapping at the time. So like in the beginning, it was like the Criss Crosses and all that, and then Naughty by Nature. Then it evolved into like Wu-Tang, and then once I started hearing them Wu albums, that's when I really started getting into the beats. And
yeah.
I would say, I mean, I gotta say DJ Premier, but RZA for sure is definitely a big influence for me on the beats. And then as time progressed, there's people like Just Blaze, Alchemist, and Jay Dilla on the beats. But yeah, pretty much the same kind of, I think that's another reason why we got the chemistry, because we both into the same kind of music.
Man. We grew up in the Golden Era. We're very lucky to be in the mix of that. I feel like mid-90s, there's so many different things to choose from. You know, kind of shape. I soaked all that stuff up and took what I like out of each different region, producer. Midwest, I love Midwest. Heavy influence on that Midwest and West Coast, right? That whole Playa funk groove, you know what I'm saying? Sneak, Too Short, Bone, fast patterns, melodic, right? So I patted my stuff after that for sure.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say too. Like, we're not the type of people that just like one type of genre. Like
we're taking everything, like a smorgasbord of music, of medleys, man. You know, I want maybe some G-funk with the high frequency, high pitch from the West Coast sound with a little bit of the drums from the New York, you know what I'm saying, with the boom bap, maybe with some of the bass line from down south that got that real catchy bass to it, you know. You got that whole mix, and then maybe with the tempo of the Midwest, you're talking like that's play style. Yeah.